So can someone tell me what the universe is?
It's a vast space of nothing.
That is right. And there is a term called macrocosms that means everything there is, and which means that basically the universe is just small parts of macrocosms, okay? So now the origin of the universe is unknown. However, there are many theories that explain how the universe was created. It could be by scientific base or it can be religion based. But for the scientific base, can someone tell me what the most common used theory is?
Big Bang Theory?
Right, the Big Bang Theory. And that states that at one time the universe was confined to a dense, hot, supermassive ball. Then about 13.7 billion years ago, a violent explosion occurred, hurling this material in all directions. And at that instant, all matter in space was created. Eventually, the universe began to cool and condense. And as you can see, over there in the little, on the left side is the universe, and as it's exploding, everything's just kind of coming out and it's creating itself. Now, inside the universe, there are other forms of matter, such as planets, galaxies, asteroids, and other various objects of matter. So right here, we have planets, we have galaxies, we have asteroids, and we have black holes. And these are all the different, there are more that's in the universe, but these are the basic and main ones that are in there. Also in the universe, there is these hot gases called stars that fill up the universe. There are over 100 billion stars just in the Milky Way alone, and the Milky Way is the name of our universe. So imagine if you were lost in the forest, and you're in the middle of the forest, and as you turn and look in every direction, you see nothing but what?
Trees.
Trees, right? So that would be the same if you were in the universe. As you were looking in every direction, you would see nothing but stars. And something interesting I learned throughout my research is that for every one star, there are a few planets that orbit it, just like our sun. Our sun is one big what?
Star.
And how many planets orbit our sun? Yeah, in our solar system alone, 8. Because Pluto is no longer a planet.
Oh, it's not?
No. He got demoted. Now, the universe just doesn't sit on its butt and do nothing. It expands. Now, a man named Edwin Hubble discovered that the universe is expanding as fast as its distance and will continue to grow. This means that the universe is leaving us at a fast rate. And as you can see in this picture, it shows that the universe is expanding, and as it is expanding, everything is just kind of getting more spacey, and everything is just leaving everything. And to give you a better understanding of this, what I have here is a picture of a balloon with a whole bunch of stars on it. But let's pretend that this balloon just doesn't have stars on it. Let's pretend that it has galaxies, stars, Milky Ways, and all the other things in the universe. Okay? So in this picture, everything is kind of close, everything is compact. But when the balloon expands, you can see that everything is just kind of like moving away. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You guys get that? Okay. So now there are some famous people who have studied our universe. The first guy is Mr. Galileo, and he discovered that the Earth was not the center of the universe and that planets orbit the sun and not the Earth. The next guy is Sir Isaac Newton, and he thought the universe worked like a machine and came up with 3 laws on how the universe worked. And Mr. Edwin Hubble concluded that the universe is expanding and will continue to expand until it collapses, which is known as the Big Crunch. So basically what these 3 historical figures came up with is the universe is just getting bigger and bigger and will continue to grow until it either can't grow no more or it collapses on its own. Now there are several, yeah, it's very scary. Now there are several organizations that are researching other life in the universe. Not by crop circles or abduction stories or all those other, what people call wacky stories that eyewitnesses claim they happened to them, abductions, stuff like that, but other actual scientific evidence they find in the universe. Now these are the 2, there are many organizations out there that are researching, but these are the 2 main ones. The one on the left is known as SETI, I call it the CT League, and it was founded in 1959, and they used radio telescopes to search for life, and they listened to radio signals from other star systems. And the one on the left is SETV, or I like to say CTV. They this stands for the Search for Extraterrestrial Visitation, and what they do is they collect objects in the Earth's atmosphere that unidentified objects may have left there. Okay? So now that we know more about the universe and what's in it and its history, let's talk about our planet. What does our planet need in order for it to sustain life?
Water.
Water, oxygen, food, heat. So, do you think other planets could have these things that we need in order for it to live, in order for us to live on them?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay. So there, recently they found this planet called the Goldilocks planet, and the Goldilocks planet is, you know the story. Everyone knows the story of the three. What is it? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And she was looking for porridge. One was too hot, one was too cold, and one was just right. Well, they called this planet the Goldilocks planet because it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold, it was just right for us to inhabit it. But the problem is, since the universe is expanding, it's becoming quite difficult for us to travel there. So we have no actual idea to know if there's actually life on there. But because of technology, we are able to determine that there is water there, there is oxygen there, and it's just right. So now that we're on the topic about other life, does someone tell me what you think an alien looks like?
E.T.
E.T. Anything else?
They could look like humans.
They could look like humans.
Maybe a scary alien.
They look like whatever they look like.
They look like whatever they look like. That is right.
When Mars attacks,
They can even look like a leprechaun with 3 legs. We don't know.
it's just mad.
The scientists aren't.
Students, if you have an online class or extended day, you should be in class at this time. Students, if you have online class or extended day tutoring, you should be in class at this time. Classes were to have begun at 2:30. Students, if you are not here for class or tutoring or for an organized activity, you need to exit the building at this time. Students, if you're not here for class or an organized activity, I need you to exit the building at this time.
I'm here for
Thank you so much and have a good afternoon.
So, before I was really interrupted, scientists don't actually know what aliens look like because we're unable to get to other planets because of the expanding universe. So, but aliens, in my opinion, aliens can be, actually this is scientifically proven, aliens can be from as small as bacteria to as big as a giant, but we don't know that because we've never been to a other planet to study that. But, and that causes a problem because the government, what does the government fund?
Everything. Medicare.
Yeah, I like that. They fund nothing. They only fund what's, yeah, the military. Yeah, there you go, proven. They only fund what's they actually know is there, which is education and little things with NASA, stuff like that. And because of that, these two organizations that I mentioned, CETA and CTV, they are not being funded by the government at all, and it causes a problem because they don't have enough money to get new technology to research, and they are privately funded, but it's not enough for them to do what they got to do in order to help prove that there is aliens. So that wraps up pretty much that. Now I'm going to tell you guys what I believe in and what I think. Basically, in my opinion, I think that there is other life out there besides us. I think it's very arrogant to think otherwise, because why would we be the only, why would we be the only form of life in this big universe? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. And to think that there are other planets that have been proven to have stuff that we have that the Earth has, yet people are saying that there's no life on that planet. It just kind of, it just doesn't make sense to me. So that's what I think. So in the next minute or so, what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to get the chance to have a little debate amongst yourselves. And what I want to do is, how many of you actually believe that there's aliens out there? How many of you don't believe?
This is gonna be that hard of a debate.
Okay, so you think that it'd be good even if there's like little people who don't believe?
You can have some people defend if they do, still try and defend the non-belief.
Who believes in both? Who believes that there's life out there, but they're not really, they're not proven enough. They haven't got enough. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that.
So
Okay. So what I want is for all the people who believe to come on this side, and then all the people who are like iffy and don't believe come on this side.
How does it do this?
The universe